How's it going, guys? 101 back again, and here we go, more daily WWE 2K14 content, and it's time yet again for another 2K14 potential downloadable content pack. But quickly, before we go any further, guys, a very quick thank you from me. You guys have been giving some awesome support to these videos as of late, and we've actually got Team 101 to over 15k subscribers now, which is incredible. So a huge thank you from me for the support. Hopefully it's going to continue for a long time to come. But anyway, this DLC pack we're going to be talking about on this one is going to feature a potential Attitude Era DLC. I know WWE 13 was obviously heavily featured around that era, but it's looking like, judging from the trailer, that 2K14 is going to be a mix of current day as well as Legends as well. So for any Attitude Era fans out there that are going to be missing that era on the next game, maybe this DLC pack is going to be perfect for you. So here we go, guys. The first Attitude Era star in this DLC pack is going to be The Rock. Now yes, I know we're going to be having the current day Rock in the game by default, but I for one definitely enjoyed having Attitude Era Rock on 13, so I would personally like to see an Attitude Era Rock again. Though if it was to happen, I think they should definitely change up a little bit, maybe redo the Rock's model, maybe have a late Attitude Era Rock, so we're talking around 2001, 2002. That way people won't complain quite as much, but they're just going to recycle the model. So having that era of Rock on the game would be a nice change and a nice addition. It's going to be similar to the second superstar in this pack. It is going to be the Big Red Machine, Cain. Again, we're going to be having current era Cain on the game by default, but despite how good Cain is, I don't think Cain is as quite as he was back in the day. Maybe do the reversed attire that you can see in the video. That's probably one of my personal favourite Cain attires, and having that particular era of Cain in the game again would be really cool, even as DLC. The third star in the pack is going to be Shane McMahon. As we know, he was obviously in 13, and he's also been in previous SmackDown vs Raws. But as far as the normal roster goes on the upcoming 2K14, I'm not exactly sure Shane McMahon is going to be making the cut. So having the Shane in the game via DLC could be cool. Hopefully this time around, if they were to include Shane, they would give him a non-wrestling attire, maybe as an alternative attire, because one thing in 13 that kind of bothered me was that Shane didn't have a non-wrestling attire. So if you're going to be using Shane in kind of universe mode and create stories and stuff like that, you had to have Shane in his wrestling attire all the time. So if they were to include Shane in their potential Attitude Era pack in 2K14, then I would personally like to see an alternative attire for Shane McMahon. Next up, superstar number 4 in this potential 2K14 Attitude Era DLC is going to be the game Triple H. Again, in 13 we had numerous versions of Triple H. We had the early date Hunter Hearst Helmsley, we had the early date DX Triple H, and of course the current model Triple H as well. But one version of Triple H we didn't see on that game was the Triple H from the later stages of the Attitude Era. Again, maybe that model wouldn't necessarily be so different than the current Triple H model that we saw in the previous game, but keeping in mind, guys, this time around in 2K14 we're going to be seeing Triple H presumably with his short hair. So Triple H with long hair back on the Attitude Era days would still be a nice addition for the upcoming game for any Attitude Era fans. And the final superstar rounding off this pack is going to be the Undertaker. Now guys, I was actually torn here whether to include a Ministry Taker or a Biker Taker, but as you can see from the video, I've decided to go with the American Badass. That's mainly because we haven't seen American Badass Taker in a game for quite some time. We did see a short-haired version of Taker, kind of as the big evil character, as DLC back in SVR 11, but I think I'm right in saying we've never actually had this particular version of Taker in a HD WWE game. But I really think having this Taker as DLC in 2K14 would be awesome. Would definitely be nice to have the custom universe mode stories, so obviously you could have present day Taker and Miss Taker as well, and could make some interesting storylines of Taker going from one character to another. So a lot of potential there. So for me personally, the inclusion of a early American badass Taker from the Attitude Era would be really awesome to have on the upcoming 2K14. And there we go, guys. Those are my 5 Attitude Era picks for a potential 2K14 Attitude Era DLC pack. What do you guys think of my 5? Do you have a different 5? Let me know your 5 down in the comment section below, and feel free to leave your thoughts on my 5 choices as well. As always, guys, as I always say, if you haven't seen it already, my 2K14 playlist can be found in the description below. Plenty of good videos there. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, then please feel free to do so, as well as leaving a thumbs up and all that kind of good stuff. It really does help me out, so I do appreciate it a lot. Coming up, guys, we're going to be doing an indie pack, so stay tuned for that one coming in the next few days. But until then, this has been 101. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I will see you all on the next one.